Hello and welcome, everyone. Well, actually, just you members, you Patreon members and YouTube members, thank you very much. This may or may not be seen ever. I just said I'm not going to record, but then Art Wagner is like, "You got to record." And I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll record." So Art, go first. No,
Well,
we're gonna do some show and tell. It's gonna be
yeah.
kind of rough. I'm not going to put a lot of time into editing it. It's going to be seen unedited. So from here on out, we're live. Pat, could you help with my camera, please?
Yes, sir.
I wanted to show off a new meteorite that I have. It's actually in inventory, but I can price it so it stays in my personal collection. This is under classification now. It's not my classification. I'm not involved in any way, but it's a chondrite melt breccia, and it has beautiful raised shock veins. So this is how I'm actually displaying it, like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
My label like that. And that's how it sits on the shelf.
Yeah.
And this is the
those are
beauty right here.
some meaty, wide shock veins.
That's a stunner.
Yes. Oh.
The inside
This
of that's going to be beautiful.
So, well,
Yeah.
I'll never see the inside of this one.
Okay.
Oh, the
I
metal
want it
blobs that are sticking out there too. Crust? What?
Yeah, it's crusty.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And some nice
Oh.
chondrules too.
Yeah. There is more of this. I've seen it cut. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the hard shock vein lines that we were seeing in Allison's piece earlier. It's more of a melt transition. So it's really ambiguous transitions between the melt and the brecciated parts. But even though you look at this and you go, wow, that line, no, I've seen a few. In fact, the person who has put it in for classification was kind of let down when they saw the inside. So I was like, well, this is never going to be cut. Look at those metal blebs.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to cut that. There's just too
No.
much interesting
I-
on the outside.
I apologize, Topher. I see what you mean by
Oh
not
no, man!
that.
No, it's
that's too beautiful.
because I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, Art. My first impression was, well, the first reason I didn't buy it was it wouldn't fit on my saw.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, wait a second. I don't think I'd ever cut that. Like, look at that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Every direction you turn that in, it's stunner.
Yeah, and then you turn it. You know, this is obviously the display side.
Yes.
How many pieces do you know that the crust is the display side down? You know.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm really happy with this. I'll be really super happy to keep this in my collection full time.
What's the weight on that?
630 grams.
Wow. Sweet. 20. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's beautiful.
That is an absolute stunner. Yeah. So this is my new piece of enjoyment right now. Let me see. How's it go? Yeah. I've been displaying it like that. Right there. All right. Over to you, Cal. Oh, and we're also showing off carbonaceous stuff today. So if you have any melt breccia or carbonaceous stuff, we want to see it.
Okay, well, thank you. And I did receive a shipment today from the UK that had 6 slices that I bid on and won. So here is one. Let me do a share screen.
Nice. Excuse me.
And
wow. We have like 4 different people with their hands. This is great.
Share. This is, if I can get the card here, NWA 14895. It is an L4 Melt Breccia.
There you have it.
Wow.
And it was a classification that I didn't have before. So that was good.
L4 Melt Breccia.
Yep.
Can you explain what that classification means, either to you or to science? Like, because the L4 and then how can it be a Breccia?
Yeah, I guess it would have, class or pieces from another body in it.
And that body is also an L4 body or
Uh,
L4 rocks?
I would imagine so. Yeah,
Or perhaps maybe that impactor
or
melted significantly.
melted a 3 into a 4.
Okay, sorry, I'm just hypothesizing there. That's pretty awesome, man. A melt
Y-
breccia, L4.
Yep. Let me see what else
Yep.
I can put out for you
Mhm.
here. Uh, there goes another one that came today. This is a NWA 17478. It is an LL melt rock.
Oh, there is not that many of those.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
another classification I didn't have.
Very cool. One of the reasons why it's dark and not really like doesn't have a defined matrix anymore, like literally it's been melted. The entire rock has been melted.
Right.
So all they can really do is say if it was an L, an LL, or an H. But besides that, there's no petrography left.
Okay, and let's see what else I can put out for you. This is, let's see, is it there? There it is.
Wow.
This is NWA 16973, a CV3 Carbonaceous.
And this arrives today too?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
from the UK.
How in the world did we partner on melt breccias and carbonaceous randomly?
That is
I know.
wild, you guys. That's a really
That's
nice piece,
beautiful.
Cal.
Yeah. And I could put
No.
a cube next to it so you
Oh, I
can
was gonna
see.
say he's got more. No way.
Yeah.
I do have more, but not theme.
Well,
And this,
Especially
not.
that came today. That's nuts.
how about this?
That's got some shock in it.
Yeah, this is an LL7,
Huh?
NWA 14103.
Huh. I'll be darned.
What's interesting about LL7s? This is an LL7, right?
Yes.
If you look at the LL and also the Ls, I'll just be the Ls and the LLs. You'll see them peak around 5 and 6, but then when it gets to 7s, there's none. It's crazy.
Yeah, so 7 is actually a fairly new addition to the petrological grade criteria. And we have chondrites with no chondrules, and this is one of them. The chondrules are completely obliterated. Everything is recrystallized, and it's all solid state recrystallization. It never melted.
Okay, what else did I get just for grins? This is an L3. This is NWA 14528. But the one that shows the best chondrules is this one.
Oh man.
Ooh, that's a beauty.
That's an LL3, NWA 16975.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Well, I am really glad you had some fresh melts arrive today and had a
Yeah.
reason to bust them out and show them off.
I don't always just steal Bondocs here, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For those that don't know, and really only the crew here does know, I'd imagine. But your nickname now is now the Bondoc Bandit because that right there behind you is the reason. That's a Bondoc nodule that I bought for myself and then realized once I got home to my wife and realized how many of my meteorites were set aside. I was like, well, okay, that's got to go into inventory. And that's one that every time she put in inventory, I took it out. And she finally won that battle. And as soon as it went in inventory, you snatched it up. And the next hangout, I see it behind you like that. The Bondoc Bandit strikes again. That's awesome. Thank you, Cal. Appreciate it. That was good show and tell, man.
At least
Thank
he's
you.
nice enough to keep showing us the Bondoc. I mean, at least we get to keep seeing it. It's like
Yeah.
it's almost like joint parental guardianship or something.
Yeah.
It's like at least we get like a little bit of visitation with it. Thanks, Cal.
Oh, wow. We are honored. We're recording right now. So, but Dr. Ralph has joined the building.
Hi.
Howdy, Dr. Ralph.
Wow.
Hey
Hey,
guys.
Doctor. Dr. Ralph.
Oops. Just lost you there.
Very good to see you, my man. Very good to see you.
Thank you.
Oh my God, hold on. We're in the middle of a hangout, so the Bondoc Bandit strikes again. We'll have to catch up with him and also Dr. Ralph in a few. Ben Fissler, do you have some melt and carbonaceous?
I have some melt. I don't want to dig for the carbonaceous, but yeah, can I share?
Please.
Uh-huh. All right. This is, see if I can make this a little easier to look at. There. Okay, this is Tacid 004 H5 Melt Breccia. This is in the book, I think it says this came out, was found in 2017 and actually was found in 2016. It was brought to the Tucson show by Mohammed Sabai, and which is where I got my pieces.
Oh,
I got a
nice.
couple of individuals, and later on, I had one put into a slice so that you could see the. Let's see, I'll move in a little on that.
Oh, that shows really well, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Look at the
So,
veins of metal.
yeah.
Yeah, that's like a 16-gram slice. My two individuals that I have are 190 grams and a 50 grammer. But see if
Yeah.
I can find the right angle. Oh, there we go.
Acid at 004. And
Yeah, it used when it
there's
first
another.
came out, it was called Arlet. It was called Niger. It was called Chafadin. Long before they decided to call it Tacid.
Yeah. I remember it as the Niger melt.
Yeah, it went by a variety of names, but it's a really interesting one, and it has, depending on your piece, it has several lithologies that are worth looking into.
Yeah. And also rivers of melt.
Yeah, there
I
you go.
love me the melt in that. And when it's you were showing it off really well at different angles, you see it, you can appreciate different qualities of it, whether you're getting high reflectiveness off the metal, or if you're like that where it's not reflective and you can see how gray the melt is, how light colored the melt is compared to the dark H5 matrix around it. Yeah, spectacular. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you
All right.
sharing. Was there another one? Am I cutting you off?
No, just that.
Right on. Wow, that was great show and tell, buddy. I think you're on mute, babes.
I was just saying I really love Tacid at 004 along with NWA 14488. I think that was like another H5 Melt Breccia found like in the same region around the same time. They're so pretty.
Yeah. Oh man, I might have to bust out my piece of it. You guys know I've been rearranging my inventory, my collection lately, and yeah, I play with that one. Marissa, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I was going to show off a melt.
Very cool.
I love my melts, and
Mhm.
this one near and dear to my heart is one I bought in Tucson. It's an unclassified, and I will get it classified later in the year, I hope. And I bought it because it had these beautiful regmagrips,
Mhm.
but more importantly, it had these
Oh, yeah.
raised shock melt veins.
Mm.
So I said, this is going home with me. And after getting it sliced up,
Oh,
this is
wow.
what was revealed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. See, that's what I was hoping that this one that I just showed off would be like on the inside, where you have those hard defining lines, those brecciation lines. That's what I like. But no, if mine's not gonna be like that on the inside, I ain't cutting it.
Yeah, I looked at the whole rock under cross-polarized light on my microscope, and I could see brecciation everywhere.
Oh man.
So I was like, this thing is begging to get cut. And obviously we preserved the fusion-crusted regmagrip side because you have to save that.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
there's
Oh, that's
individual
beautiful.
chondrules. Like here's a chondrule,
Mhm.
here's another chondrule.
Mhm.
So I
I love the shape of that and the crust line. That's
Mm.
yeah, nice
gorgeous.
big crust line, because that's the angle that we went at, that I decided I wanted to do to save that beautiful regmagripped end cut.
Phenomenal.
I'm pretty sure this will come back as either an L4 or maybe an L5 impact melt breccia.
You're
Here's a
not trying to
nice big
convince me to
full
cut mine,
slice.
are you?
Nice big full
Wow.
slice.
Yeah.
This
I
is
wanted to get more full slices out of it, and we could have kept going, but you see this big crack here
yeah.
on the last piece that was cut. This broke off.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, we better stop. I think the rock is begging us to stop.
Yeah.
So this is all that came out of it.
Wow.
That's
Here's the
beautiful
piece
stuff
that
though.
got
Mm.
broken off at the last
Yeah.
minute, and there's the piece. But there's an end piece, and here's the big guy.
Yep.
That's great.
Now these will get classified, and eventually, someday they'll be up for donations to my Able account. But I'm thrilled at how they came out, and
Yeah.
there's some nice, decent metal blebs too.
I don't
No
think you'll have a
doubt.
problem selling those.
Yeah.
Here's a huge metal bleb.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, these are really beautiful. And what's cool about these is there's a lot of rocks out there, a lot of, well, when you look at this, there's no doubt it's a meteorite. You have the metal flakes, you have metal specks, you have the chondrules obviously visible, you have a visible crust line. I can't tell from this angle if there's remnant crust or fresh crust, but you see the crust line. What does it?
It has on the regmagrip side, it looked like crust. I couldn't
Okay.
see through it,
Yeah.
and so it looked to me as if it was covered in crust, except the backside.
That's phenomenal. With that, with the metal, with the chondrules, with the brecciation and the shocking of it's, I guess it's brecciation. Like all those things put together, like show me an earth rock that looks like that. You know? Wow. Good stuff. Thank you very much, Marissa. I appreciate that.
Oh, yes. Very beautiful.
Yeah. We have Pat Brown with his hand up. What do you have for us
Yes.
today?
So I've got some carbonaceous house today. So of course we have to start with a carbon scale cube. And then we're going to scoot over to this one. And these puppies are hard to view. But that's actually Ivuna. That's the I in CI.
Wow. Now, the CIs are one of the more rare carbonaceous ones. And if I'm correct, Pat, they are very, very similar to asteroids that we're sampling from. That's the
Yes.
closest that we can get to it here on Earth.
Yes, Ivuna and one other one, Orgay, are the closest meteorite analogs that we have to the material we brought back from the asteroid Bennu. And then this one is an American one. This is a CM1. This is a Sunny Clary find single stone Moapa Valley.
Yep, very important.
Yeah. And so staying in the CM class, this one is Nagoya. Japan has very, very few meteorites. And this is...
It has to be a witness one if it's from Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And arguably, this is the most interesting one
Wow.
from Japan. And then staying with the same trend, this is a CM2, and this is Murray.
Murray. Oh, Murray. Oh, that was Murchison.
Murray. Looks very much like Murchison.
Yeah.
But that one is, in fact, Murray.
Is that from Australia?
No, I think this is an American.
It's from Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
where I went to college.
Chris, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult your hometown with you on the line, your home
Well,
state.
I'm offended, and I will never forgive you.
Okay, Topher, which one is this?
There, now we have the mighty Murch.
Yes, this is Murchison. And this piece, so, we've got a nice interior there. Fragmented interior. There's a cut side. And with the magic of...
Oh, that's so cool.
Reflect across polarized light, we can get a better look at it.
Man.
That had to have been a bingo.
Yeah. Yeah, bingo. Yeah. Wow.
And then staying with the theme, this is Mokoia. And extra points for anybody who know where that one fell.
Is that New Zealand?
It is.
Wow.
Exactly, New Zealand.
The crew is strong.
Yes. Okay, so I got one more for you.
That's a beautiful one right there.
Yeah, it is a really nice one. And the CM2s, the fragmented surfaces of them are really quite beautiful. So this one is the type sample for a new class of carbonaceous chondrites, but they couldn't use the letter from this one because it would have interfered with other carbonaceous chondrites.
Hold on. I got it.
Okay.
Coolidge.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
very cool.
Wouldn't be possible to have a showing of CMs without the M in CM. Migay. Yep. This is 2.4 grams of Migay.
And there's a micro for Mike Kelly.
Oh yeah, there's a new micro in there, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I had.
Wow, phenomenal, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
That is a very important collection right there. Man. Dave Pinsky, what do you have for us?
Yes. So let me get my. I may have to go to two different places. So this is. Sorry, I put the wrong one in there. You see the. That's
Yep.
a NWA 15658. And the provenance is Topher spin meteorites. So got
Nice.
this from you. It's got this beautiful black shock veins through here, and it's a Eucrite, which is basically from the asteroid Vesta. So it looks different than a lot of Eucrites, which don't usually are not usually shocked, and you can see a lot of grain and detail, but this one was pulverized, and there's all kinds of shock veins here, and it looks different but incredible. When I saw this, I said I have to have it, and so this is a cool one.
It's very, very beautiful, and I think this is the stuff that I cut all of it and polished all of it, and yeah, it is just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff, and you can actually see big old voids in there. At least
Yeah.
3 big voids, like that one at 3
That's
o'clock
right
is a
here.
real round one. Then that big slit one that you're showing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
And
really strange stuff. And then there are, let's see, they're really tiny, but there might be some little metallic fragments in there, but they're super small. There's no way you'd be able
Yeah.
to see them in this photo. And then for the carbonaceous, I got to do this, and then
Well, let me say something while you're pulling your thing up. Topher, that's the meteorite that
No,
that
go
you
ahead.
brought a bunch home last year from Tucson. And we have a bunch of different flavors of it. We have some that Jules worked on. We have some that you and Chris worked on together. You have some that you worked on alone.
Yeah.
And they're all beautiful and they're all really different, but they're all the same meteorite.
oh
Yeah.
wow, I wonder which one I have.
I think you have the Topher one.
Oh, the Topher one?
Yeah.
Ah, darn, I wanted the Jules one.
I can issue a new COA and make it more valuable, saying someone else.
I charge a little bit more for the Jules ones.
Whoa.
Anyway, so this one is Aguas Zarcas.
Yeah, you have it.
This fell April 23rd, 2019. It is a CM2. And what's interesting about this fall is, first off, it fell in a place where meteorites really don't care for. It's like a rainforest, and it fell before this rain fell. And the key was to just try and get as many of these indoors before the rain falls. And then a rain fell, and then there's pre-rain and post-rain. I am assuming this is pre-rain because I don't see any dirt or anything on it. It looks pretty good. And then the other thing is that this has the distinction of falling on some human-made objects. One was a dog house, and it broke right through the roof. The dog did not get hit by the meteorite, and the coincidence is the dog's name was Rocky, which is really interesting in itself. It was a German Shepherd. And so there's a whole lot of interesting stuff about this meteorite, and not least of which is it's a rare type carbonaceous chondrite. It's got some really tiny little chondrules in it. And all of these type meteorites, what's super interesting is that they have pre-solar grains in these, in the matrix, from the atmospheres of red giants. And when those go supernova, that material gets mixed with the other medium that creates other stars like our sun. And some of that material survived in this meteorite, and I never get tired of that. So that's what I got for our theme.
That is awesome. We definitely appreciate it, my man. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
no problem.
I think that one is definitely pre-rain.
Yeah.
It was basically a miracle that it fell in a literal rainforest.
I know.
No rain for 3 days.
I know.
Mike Kelly, welcome to the program, my man.
How's everyone doing? Hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yes,
So
Michael.
you gave us some homework when you said show melt breccias or carbonaceous. But there's precisely one meteorite out there that's both of all the classifications.
Wow.
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 Anybody know what type it
Carbonaceous
is?
Melt?
There's a single carbonaceous melt meteorite.
Wow.
Melt Breccia meteorite.
I've not heard of one.
No,
So do
man.
you think it's a CR, a CM, a CI, a CV, CB?
I
Could
think
be
it's
any
a
of them.
CI.
You think
No,
it's a CI?
it would have to be a more dense one. So CV. I mean CV. It would.
I'm going to guess
So-
CR.
So the answer is, you ready? Any other
I
guesses?
think CR because they're a little bit more sturdy.
Yeah.
CO.
CO.
Oh.
C-
Oh.
CO3 Melt Breccia is the single carbonaceous Melt Breccia meteorite out there. There's all one of one, and it's NWA 10119, and there was less than 30 grams of it.
Jesus.
I think it's
Jeez.
like 26.7 or 26.9 grams, something like that in the nipple. It's tiny. So without further ado, let's see if this works here.
Oh,
I do not have much of it. And I was very lucky to get it because I thought it was all sold out. So there's 0.223 grams. And let's see if we could tilt it up and you can see
wow.
the reflection on the
Yeah.
melt in
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, there's actual metal veins in there.
Yep. So
How does it
I just
survive? I mean,
yeah, I'm very happy about that one because I subtype collect and that checked off the box, and
Mm.
when there's less than 30 grams total of something out there,
Jesus.
for you to own any of it is a blessing.
Unbelievable.
So
Yeah.
So you got your type sample, you got your piece to make the thin section chip out of, there's the cutting
Yep.
loss, and there's some tiny amount available to.
I don't think you have any cutting loss with this one at all. I don't think you're cutting this one. You're literally just nipping it with your nails. Yeah. Wow. Is that, Mike, is that showing crust on the outside, or is it my eyes deceiving me?
So there is
Oh my God.
crust on the outside.
Wow.
That's amazing.
oh, that's a big piece for 0.223.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tiny little end that I was able to secure. So
Wow.
yeah, I thought that would be a fun one to show for this show, considering you went with an odd combination, Topher.
Checks all the
Wow,
boxes.
that's amazing. Touche. Well done. Yeah. Wow.
Give that guy
Yeah.
a raise.
I know. Just when you think that you have the crew stumped, give me your best rivers of melt and make it a carbonaceous at the same time. Yeah. Well, you know what? I am going to show one myself, and this is a carbonaceous one that I'm going to show myself. And this is the last show and tell for tonight. This right here, I'll let you guys tell me what it is. It is carbonaceous, we know that.
CR?
Yeah, that's CR2.
The crew is strong. The crew is wise.
Mm,
Yep.
yep.
Excuse me. I'm allergic to CR2s.
You can send that to me. I'll take care of that for you.
I'm sorry. It can never leave this house. You know why? It was a gift.
Aw,
So
right
yeah,
on it. That's beautiful.
that can never leave the house.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. Even if you're allergic to it.
And if you
Oh, yeah.
see right there is a little bit of metal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of CR material, but I have this one and also, what is it, the Eucrites 003 or something like that? But this is a nice
And
end cut for
yeah.
sure. And it
Yeah.
does have a crust line on it.
Yeah, CRs are interesting because they formed in an oxidizing environment, and many of them with armored chondrules. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I enjoy that one. So thank you, Craig. And that gives me a little bit of pause to say, hold on, let me put me back on. Gives me a little pause to say, hey, I have the new episode 3 coming out of Craig's Lehman with irons, etching irons, and it's great. It's going to be a good one. As a member, you already have the full stream, the 3-hour episode unedited. That's on the stream. You guys can watch that. But if you want the 45-minute highly polished one, that's going to be released on YouTube any day now. Excuse me. And I did want to share, we're going to be logging off for the day. Stop recording, not logging off. But I wanted to share a brief story with you guys that this is not me showing off. This is not me patting myself on my back. This is something that I literally have to pinch myself to remember that this is real. We built a pretty good brand, pretty good name for ourselves. The Knowledge Bolide, like I said, is strong. Sue and I have supplied Martian samples to NASA's JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. To a scientist on their robotics team. They are in charge of retrieving the samples off of Mars's surface and bringing them back to Earth. And when they bring them back to Earth, one of the samples they will be comparing them to came from us.
Cool. I'm
blown away. And yeah, so on one of them is a complete stone, Amgala, and then the other one is a cut stone, actually a full slice. And for that, they needed to know my entire process, what saw, what the sanding pads. So I sent them the manufacturing information on those. So any contamination that are in there, they can back out and find out that no, it's an artifact of the lapping and polishing and cutting, versus the whole stone is going to be for a different set of tests they're running that is going to talk about contamination, potential contaminations of the sample compared to the Mars one. So I don't know all the details. I'm just tickled pink that they came to me, and I'm blown away and honored. And it's just another feather in my cap that I'm not bragging about, but I'm bragging. No, I'm just I'm really I'm blown away. I tickle myself every time something like this happens, to actually have scientists who are working on the Mars return samples interested in our stuff, and then he obviously works with Dr. Chris Hurd, who is also on the Mars sample return team. So when he heard that we did a video with Dr. Chris Hurd, where he's tracking back Martian meteorites here on Earth to the ejecta point on Mars, he was like, how do I access your channel? So now I have people at JPL watching our channel. So thank you very much for your support, guys. We were talking about it before the episode was recording today. I am looking desperately at ways so I can hire an editor, probably 2 editors overseas, and kick this into high gear. So we're starting a 501c3. It's going to be which is a nonprofit organization, so people can make donations towards that coming up. More information to follow, but these are the type of things that your donations and your ongoing support on Patreon and YouTube help us accomplish. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Have a great week, guys.